Spring has sprung. Today in the greenhouse, we're going to check out what you can grow this time of the year, from greens to veggies, and see what my students are doing in the high tunnel. Let's go check it out. Welcome to the greenhouse. I'm Amy Sidran, and this is our greenhouse at Fort Vancouver High School. Today we're going to be talking about greens and other vegetables that you can grow at this time of the year when it's rainy and windy, maybe even some hail. But first we're going to check out what my students are doing in the high tunnel and find out what that even is. Let's go outside. So this is the high tunnel we were just talking about, and Annetta here is going to explain what you use it for.
A high tunnel is an unheated greenhouse that you use to grow vegetables outside of their season. During the summer, you can also grow vegetables that don't normally grow in your zone. A zone is the specific climate of your area.
And now we have another student, Matt, who's going to explain to us how we actually build the structure of the high tunnel.
Okay, so pretty much what we start off building is we build a base, which is pretty much made out of 2x6 pressure treated wood. And then once we got the base built, we attach PVC pipes, which ends up creating that arc, which creates that dome, which is so famous among greenhouses. And then what we do to give it more structural integrity is that we attach 2x4s to the sides and to the top so that it will hold more weight for the plastic that will go over top.
And this is probably too much for most of you home gardeners, so we're going to go check out a smaller raised bed that has a tunnel on it that most of you could do at home. So this is a smaller version of the high tunnel that you can do in your backyard, just a mini tunnel. And so right now we're growing lettuce and chard, and Jasmine's going to tell you what you need in order to make one of these for yourself.
So the mini version of this the mini tunnel can be used in a raised bed or in-ground bed, and all you need are PVC pipes and painter's plastic, and you want to make sure that you get one smaller and one bigger than the other. The smaller one will go inside the bigger one, and you'll make a round shape to it, and the painter's plastic will go on top, and you can remove it and put it back on as needed to continue to check on your plants.
So speaking of lettuce and kale and chard, let's go inside and check out some of the seeds that are perfect for this time of year. At this time of year, there's lots of plants that really like to get growing inside first. So I brought a couple of our favorites. So peas, salad mix, and kind of a spicy braising mix that you can use in cooking are really easy to grow indoors and then transplant outside once they get big enough to kind of protect them from slugs, which there's a lot of this time of year. So I'm going to show you how to do that in a tray that you can easily get at a local nursery or a garden store. So for the lettuce, it always says on the container, how far to plant it apart, how deep to plant the seeds, but for the most part, lettuce is pretty small and pretty easy to seed, and so I like to do something called broadcast. So we just lightly shake the package onto some moist soil. I like to do a lot of it, because you can always cut it and then let it grow a little bit more and then cut it again. And then you just lightly cover it with a little bit of soil. And you're done. There's your first lettuce seeds of the year. For peas, really similar. Peas are a lot bigger, so they don't need to be planted as deep. And so there are some pea seeds. You can also plant seeds in a six-pack or a larger container. Same thing, just dig a little bit lower than the soil level. Put a few peas in a container. Cover with some soil. And then make sure you keep them well watered, but not too wet, because you can always overwater. It's easier if something is a little bit dry to wake it back up than once you rot something, you can never bring it back. Keep these in a nice sunny area. Once they start germinating, you can transplant them outside to your garden or raised bed like we showed you. We're just about out of time today. You can see more gardening tips on our YouTube page. Just to go to youtube.com/VanSDTV and click on the Greenhouse playlist. Until next time, I'm Amy Sidran. Thanks for stopping by the Greenhouse.